Welcome! So excited that you're going to join for this very quick tutorial. So today what I'm going to be talking about is how to custom name your form. So I was doing some data collection with a team not long ago, and they asked me, how can I set the custom name of this form at the beginning of my data collection instead of at the end? And so we set it up and I wanted to share it with you. Okay, so what I'm going to show you first of all is kind of how this works normally. So I've just got a quick form here and I'm going to enter some very basic data. Okay, and then you come to the very last screen of the form and you'll see something here called Name This Form. Now, normally you can just delete this. The vervet interview, for example. And that's how I want to save to remember this form. So I'm going to save form and exit. Okay, so then what I can do is view my sent form. So if I click on view sent form, I can see these ones that are grayed out have just been deleted from my phone. There's just a bit of a record of what I've submitted. If I scroll down here to the bottom, I can see at the bottom the vervet interview. Okay, so I've named that, I've given it a custom name, and it has saved it as the vervet interview in my phone. So I could open that back up again and go and review the data I've submitted. How do you give it a custom name that's a little bit more user-friendly, or they can name it by themselves kind of the beginning of the form instead of waiting till the very end? So one of the problems is, you might have one interview and then you might have a repeat group and you might be doing a second interview within the same form. If you only name the form at the very end before you submit, then you don't have a chance to name it before you actually save that form and come back to it. So they wanted a way to save it and name it at the beginning. So let's say we're going to open up this. Now this is the custom name tutorial. If you want, you can always go and download this custom name tutorial XLS form. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go and grab this. So we're just going to enter the data again. Okay, and now I've just put a question in here called custom name this form. And so I'll say the second center interview. Okay, go next. And now what you can see is in this form name, you can see I can no longer change it. I've set this up as a calculation to say the date, so today's date, then my custom name, the second center interview, and then the UUID. Now you don't have to make it look like this. You could make it look like anything because it's based on a calculation of formula. So you can go and do this, but I'm gonna save form and exit. And now when we go into view sent form, we can scroll down and we can see there it is, 2022 10/12, the second center interview. And you can see it now. It's ordered by name. We could also order it by newest first, so it will appear right at the top there. So you can choose how to order view sent form just by that little button in the upper right hand corner, and you can choose how to sort it by. So what I'm going to do now is just jump into the XLS form with you and show how you can do this. You can see here that in this XLS form, so these are just our main questions, not a big problem. Here is our question, please custom name this form. If we go into settings, okay, so in the settings tab, you're going to be maybe used to a few of these titles. So form title, that's the title of your form that you see when you click on fill blank form. If we go into fill blank form, you will see custom name tutorial right there. So that is the custom or the form title, okay? The form ID is just an ID that gets stored in the back end. Okay, so that is not something that your data collector will see unless you leave form title blank, then that's what they'll see. You can have a version here, and then there's something called instance underscore name, so that column. And all you want to do here is put in, so you could just say your custom name. So another option here would be just custom name, and then whatever name they gave it, that's all it would be. You could do, so concat just means I want to stick two things together. Today, so that's today's date, and then put a hyphen, and then put custom name. You could also pull any other data you want to. Let's just put a comma. We can go and click survey here. We could choose any of these. Country, we could choose center name, any of those we could choose. So, we could put center name here. Okay, so you can make this formula say anything you want. Just close off that bracket at the end so you can see that it can just be equal to your custom name question, or you can concatenate or stick together lots of different questions. And here, actually what I'll do, this would just be how to put a little hyphen in between your different name. That is just a couple of different examples of what you can do. I hope that's helpful if you're thinking about how do I custom name my form. If you want, go and grab the resource from the link in the description below, so you can go and download this XLS form so you can have it and play with it on your own. And feel free to modify it and use it for your own country program or your own team. So before I say goodbye, my name is Jana. I work for Humanitarian Data Solutions, and we try to produce training and support for data practitioners worldwide who are working in humanitarian, development, and social enterprise sectors. So if that is you, welcome so much. You are among friends, and I would love it if you subscribed, if you gave us a thumbs up. Check us out on our different channels, but I would love to see you around. If you want to leave a comment below, I'd love to know how you're using the custom naming and if this was helpful, or if you have another question that you'd like me to address as we create more tutorials. Until then, I'll see you next time.